Welcome to another episode of What Are You Reading? What Are You Writing? We're over 2 years old. I'm so excited. Time has just zipped on by, and thank you so much for staying with us. If this is your first time, maybe because you really love Ricel and you want to meet her and hear her, or if you've been following me for 2 years or 1 year, thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm your host, Karen E. Osborne, author of Getting It Right, Tangled Lives and Reckonings, all suspense and mystery books with women protagonists. And I have a new one coming out in September, but more about that later. We are here to talk with Ricel Ann Troy. Hi, Ricel.
Hi, how are you?
I am great, and I'm so glad you're here. Let me tell you a little bit
Thank
about
you.
her, and then, of course, she'll tell you all about herself. So she is the author of a children's book called Lala and the Shepherd. And here's its premise. Change can be scary for anyone, but especially if you are a little lamb. Ricel Ann Troy brings to life the delightful children's tale of trust and hope, following Lala the lamb, who is taken from her farm one day by a mysterious man. In Lala and the Shepherd, readers of all ages will learn that bravery comes in sizes big and small, and that happiness is found where you want it to be. That sounds delightful. I have a little person, my youngest grandson, and I'm going to make sure he gets to hear this story. This sounds wonderful. Can you show our audience your cover?
Of course. So here it is. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes, we can. We can see the title. If you lift it up a little bit, there she is.
All her friends.
Yeah.
There are four main characters.
And you have some friends with you, right?
I do. So here's Lala. Oops. Here she is. I don't know if you can see her, but there's
Yes.
Lala.
Oh, look at her. Yeah. Very cute. All right. So tell us about your writing journey. How did you decide that this was the book you wanted to write? How did you decide that you even wanted to write? Just give us a little flavor.
Right. So I did not start out aspiring to be an author, but one day I started collecting sheep over 40 years ago, and I have a ton of different varieties, from stuffed animals to ceramics to plates to whatever you name it. I have it. And so one day I was looking at my stuffed animal collection and I went, I should write a story. And so I sat down and I wrote the story, and it stayed in my inbox for like 10 years. And every once in a while I would ask my friends, hey, do you know a publisher? No, I don't know a publisher. Do you know a publisher? No, I don't. One day they said, our daughter started interning at a publishing company and we'd be happy to connect you. And so from that was born my book, and I'm very excited about it.
Wow. So you never did the querying thing. You just asked friends.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It took 10 years, but
Yeah, querying probably would have been a little shorter.
perhaps.
But listen, now it's there. It's out in the world, and that's wonderful. When was it published?
It just recently became published in November, and it's out on Amazon right now and as an ebook. So you get the paperback or the ebook or both.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So once you found a publisher, how was that part going from, okay, somebody said yes, to actually being a book? Was that easy? Was it challenging?
You know, Square Tree Publishing was amazing from start to finish, and they made it as easy as possible for me to go through the process because I had no idea what to expect. So they took me step by step and they worked with me through every step. So from the content of the story to the illustrations, they would submit those to me and say, do you like this? Do you want to edit this? Do you want to change this? Do you want to move this around? And so it would go back and forth and back and forth. They did that not only with the content of the story, but also with the illustrations. So that part was easy. The harder part came later when they're like, okay, now you need to do Instagram. Now let's do Facebook. Now let's do a website. And you know what? Through the challenges, though, it helped me grow and it helped me learn. And so I'm still learning. There are still some things that aren't quite kicking in this old brain of mine, but it's been a fun experience and it's been a great experience. And I'm looking forward to writing the sequel. So stay tuned. There's more to
Oh,
come.
oh, excellent. So are you on the process of doing that, or you're just thinking about it?
Oh no, what I keep telling people is that I sat down to write the second story, but it became the third story. So I sat down to go back to the second story and it became the fourth story. So there's more coming. And the reason I say that is because at the end of the book, it says, and here's a teaser for your audience. Watch out for the next book when Lala becomes queen. So I haven't gotten to the point where she's become queen yet. And that has to be the second story because I put that in the first book, right? So
No, you
Lala
could
is,
you could keep going, and at the end of the
I can
second
keep
book
it as a
say,
teaser.
she's coming, the queen is coming. You could just keep going.
That's true. I could do that. It could be a long teaser.
A long teaser, keeping everybody involved and
Exactly.
interested. Yeah.
Exactly.
So what do you want your young readers when, so, my grandson, Caleb, he gets this book and he's all excited because his Grammy gave it to him.
Mhm.
What do you want him to think, walk away from? What do you want a 5-year-old to take away from this book?
So for my young readers, I want you to know that no matter what your circumstances are, there is hope. But it takes time and you need to be patient. Things don't happen overnight. We want something for Christmas, but you have to wait 10 or 11 or 12 months for the next season to come along, right? It's not going to happen the next day unless it's your birthday and then you can get some teasers, right? And then go from there. But we all just need to be patient in whatever circumstances we're in, and things will change over time.
Okay, so things will be patient. There's a cute children's book called Waiting
Mm.
uh, that I can remember reading, and that was the whole message too. That how hard it is to wait.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It
that's a
is
that's
hard,
and for
even for
adults as
adults.
well,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yes, all of us. It is so hard. Is there anything that you want your adult readers to take away?
Um, Things don't always turn out the way that we want them to, but perseverance is the key because things will change over time.
Yeah. So perseverance is really,
Mhm.
really important.
Yes.
And as you think about book 3 and 2 and 3 and 4, are the messages going to change? Are they like, how are you thinking about the sequels?
I think they will change a little bit, but the characters will stay the same. There's 4 main characters in the first book. I'm going to add a few characters in the second book, add a few more in the third book. The main characters will always be there. But their storylines will obviously change, right? Right.
Yeah. So
So,
who are your main characters?
so you saw Lala. So here's Bella. So Lala is scared but brave. Bella, say hi, Bella. Here's Bella. She looks a little bit like Lala, but there she is. Bella is the friendly one. Everybody likes her. Everybody gets along with her. Here is Snowflake.
Mm.
Snowflake is playful and fun. She just loves to goof off. And we have Lulu, who is the tiny sheep, but she is the wisest sheep in the flock.
Ah, wisest sheep.
Yes,
Yeah. And so you can be small and wise. That's another wonderful
absolutely can.
message.
Yes.
That's a lovely, lovely message. So you told us what you were working on now. Tell us a little bit about first adult books that you could recommend, and then we'll talk about children's books that you might recommend.
Okay, sure. So one of my favorite books is called A Shepherd Looks at Psalm 23. It's by a man named Philip Keller, and he was a shepherd, more modern day, not back in like 2000 AD or whatever. He was probably in the 50s, 60s maybe, and he wrote this story about what is involved in taking care of sheep. And sheep are completely helpless and they need all the care that they can get. And it's an incredible, very picturesque word phrasing in how he describes what's involved in caring for sheep.
Okay. And anything you could recommend to our parents out there for, in addition to buying Lala, are there anything else that you might recommend to them?
Two of my favorite books. One is called The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. Incredible story. It's very popular and very famous. And the other one is called A Tale of Three Trees, and that is retold by Angela Elwell Hunt.
What is that about?
That is about three trees that are cut down and used for different purposes. So one becomes a boat, one becomes something else, I forget what, and then the other one becomes something else. So it's a very heartwarming tale.
Oh, okay. Heartwarming, because they were all friends and they got cut down, but okay.
That would be kind of tragic, huh? Yeah.
Yes, that would be sad. And then if our watchers, our audience, our listeners wanted to find out more about you, you said at the beginning that it was hard getting all your social media together and your website together. So could you tell us what they can find, where they can find you?
Yes. So I'm working on a website that's not up yet. Hopefully it will be up by the time your readers get this. But you can find me on my Facebook page at Ricel and Troy. My Instagram account, which got hacked but is back up now, is also Ricel and Troy. And my email address is ricelandtroy@gmail.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And I thank you all for watching. And if you have any questions, I hope you will follow Ricel. So, she's just building her social media base. So all of you could just go and just give her a follow, give her a like. I hope you will follow me on all my different platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, website,
Twitter.
Thank you. All of those. And we will see you next time on the next episode, next Tuesday, on What Are You Reading? What Are You Writing? Bye, everybody.